This episode is proudly supported by Pepe Sayer Australian Cultured Butter, batch churned from single origin cream.
Like any good product, you have to start off with an amazing cream. Like for us, it's the raw material that matters. So where we get our cream from matters a lot. So we can't just buy your average supermarket grade cream. So you need real cream. You need basically the stuff they skim off the top of milk at a farm. And to get that product, we have to go to the farmers direct. So for us, we have to source our cream very carefully. We travel a lot to different farms to make sure that the cream we're getting is the real deal from different areas of Australia.
For more information, go to pepesayer.com.au.
I just really wanted to learn from other people, from different cuisines, from different chefs, from different environments. I didn't want to stop.
There are so many different pathways to being a chef in Australia. People come from all around the world to pursue their culinary dreams and create all kinds of different experiences for hungry diners. Our guest today is striking his own path. Elia Donati moved from Italy, speaking no English at the age of 22. He's now crafted a really unique business, and I'm excited to find out more about it. Elia, welcome to Dirty Linen.
Hey, hi, thank you for having me. I'm very excited.
Well, we're both excited then. Elia, tell us a little bit about yourself. What was your pathway to Australia?
So I decided to leave Italy, like you said, at 22, because I couldn't find my something that was mine, that was inspiring. That was I wanted to learn more about the world. I wanted to learn English, so Australia was one of the choices, and I ended up in the end choosing to buy the ticket for Sydney, and the reason was to learn English and to do an experience at the very beginning. That was the only result I wanted to get out of it.
And were you already working in food? Like, was food already a passion of yours?
Was a passion, and but I did not have any professional training whatsoever. I was just cooking at home for people. Pretty much, when you think about it, what I'm doing now as a business for my friends, for friends of my parents, parties, things like that. And I was really, really enjoying it, but I didn't ever have training, unfortunately, in Italy. I've done everything but cooking professionally before then.
Okay. And so tell us about arriving in Sydney. What was it like? And how long ago was this, by the way?
It was November 2013, so almost 10 years. And it was a little bit of a cultural shock. First of all, my English was very, very close to zero. I couldn't speak any word, and my cheeky technique to find a job was to drop a resume, and then when they would call me back, I would say, I can't hear, and I would hang up and say, can you please text me? Because I could not withhold the conversation in English. It was just impossible. So, I just did whatever I could, and I came here actually with $3,500 after selling my car, and that was it. Everything else I've built it from that little crumb. I actually found a job that I had $200 left in my account, and I took it in a charcoal chicken in Rose Bay, and which is closed now, unfortunately, and yes, so that's how it started. That's how it started, because I couldn't speak, so I thought I might have to do something with my hands, because otherwise I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Your hands can speak all languages.
Yeah, and probably that was meant to be, because that was just what I was able to do, what came naturally for me.
And was it working in this charcoal chicken shop that made you think, this doesn't have to just be something I'm doing for cash. This could be something that I could turn into more of a vocation?
Yeah, absolutely. It's always been so inspiring, and they were Asian people, and Asian are very how can I say, secretive about their recipes, and I could tell they wouldn't let me see how they would cook curry, but I was so curious to see a lemongrass. What is a lemongrass? I'm coming from Italy, like I don't even know what that thing is. It's just looks like a very, very hard spring onion to me, and it was very interesting, and I've got two brothers, and yes, one is a pizza maker, but it's very different from being a chef, and the other one is a web developer. So what I'm saying is we lived exactly in the same environment, with the same mama, with the same nonna, with the same house, same everything, but that means there was more ingrained into me, it was more in my blood, if you know what I mean. I was more meant to follow the food path, if that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, food can really hook you in. So what happened? How did it all progress?
So I came here with my ex-girlfriend, and she really wanted to travel, and I was job, busy, and she said, no, we need to travel. So she made me buy a van, and that was really good, because we traveled in a van in Australia, and it was really, really beautiful. We saw the coast, we came to Melbourne, we didn't like Melbourne, we left immediately.
No offense.
No, obviously. And no, but you need to live it to love it. And then we left, and we went back up to Gold Coast, and obviously you fall in love immediately. Everything is shiny, parties, beaches, and sun, waves. Like, how can you not like that? And so we stayed there for a few months. I did some pizzas there, and then my nonno found me a job in Italy, and I said, well, maybe my adventure was meant to be like this. So I went back to Italy, and 1 month and a half later, I was back in Australia. I just didn't like it. Once you see Australia, in my opinion, you can't go back. It's just, the lifestyle, the nature, the everything. I was hooked. I was absolutely hooked, and I thought, if I'm gonna invest in my life, I'm gonna invest time and efforts in getting this passport, this citizenship, and so that's how it started. And I came back, and a friend of mine was working here in St Kilda, so that's why I came back to Melbourne. I signed up for a school here in Melbourne, and I came back here, and then since then I've only worked in hospitality. Actually, it came handy to me that for one reason or another, I had to change jobs quite frequently. So I might have done 8 different jobs in the past 10 years, I guess. Of which even butcher. I was a butcher as well for less than a year, because I just really wanted to learn from other people, from different cuisines, from different chefs, from different environments. I didn't want to stop, and you tell me if I'm fast forwarding too much, but then a friend of mine said, well, there's people that actually do this sort of personal chef, private chef, whatever it's called thing, and maybe give that a try, because she knew I was very frustrated, because I'm very entrepreneurial, I was very frustrated because I couldn't find my way into business, my gateway, and I give it a go, and I thought, wow, this is really nice. This actually brings together all my experiences with food, all my backgrounds, all my cuisines, and I get to cook for a few people and put a lot of love into what I do, and really be there rather than doing a whole bunch of dockets. And
So it's so interesting, Elia, because I think a lot of people that cook think about opening their own business. But if it's a restaurant, then the outlay and the commitments are huge. It can be really hard to get off the ground. So tell us about your business. Like, what is it to be a personal chef?
yeah, so it's very interesting because when you think about hosting a party, if you've done it a few times already, it's a bit of a headache and a lot of work. And you might end up thinking, why do I even do this? Like, I love my friends, I love my house and everything, but it's just so hard. And, I need to go grocery shopping, take time off work, cook, and make everything super perfect. Then on the night, I'm not able to engage with my friends because I'm basically the chef, and then there's all this cleaning to be done. It's just so. I thought we could fill in that gap, with this idea, and yeah. So basically, I just literally grab my bags, walk to the market, and choose the best produce that I can. Sometimes I go for a 10 people dinner. I end up going to 6-8 different shops. I try to stick with local small family shops as well, and then go to the customer's house, cook over there, and give them an experience. Most of the times you get kids all rounded up in front of you, just literally looking at you like if you're doing something extraordinary, and asking questions, really rewarding. And even adults, they film you and all of that. It's, as a chef, you feel very acknowledged, very recognized, because you that's our way to show love to people. That's my way. I find it, when I've got some spare time, all I do is I invite my friends over and I cook for them, and I literally do the same for my friends. That's my way to show love.
So what about the structure of these experiences, Elia? Could someone come to you and say, I want a pasta feast, I want a seafood feast, I want, something, can you tailor the menu to suit?
Yes, absolutely. I can take advantage of all the experiences that I've done. I've worked with Asian chefs, I've worked with a Japanese chef, I worked with Spanish, French, Colombian, and obviously Italians. So I've got a whole bunch of menus on the website that are really good examples of what I can do. And I'm very honest with people. With Italian and few other cuisines, we can go crazy. With some others, like Japanese, I've got more of a basic knowledge. And you can choose the menu, you can choose the type of service, you want it shared, you want it all individually plated. Depends on the tone that you want to set to the night. And that food will be cooked, served to you to the table. So you actually, get to enjoy the night. Pour yourself a glass of wine or a drink and spend time with your friends. And I also do all the cleanup at the end. So it's really the gathering, the socializing, it's really taken care of. Plus, sometimes people want to do classes. So because I was a butcher, we've done some sausage making class, or meat related classes, or barbecue or pasta classes, team bonding, and all these sort of things, with some pluses as well.
I mean, you mentioned that you're entrepreneurial. Tell us about the business side of it. Like, how hard is it to get a steady flow of customers, and is it a great business?
Really, really hard. Yeah, it is a good business. I'm still learning about it, and for the way I see it and I do it, it's a bit of a roller coaster. So there are months in which you cannot breathe, you don't have time for anyone, and there are months in which you say, oh, okay, I don't know if this is even working, and then you just realize you go through a bit of a roller coaster because of many things, school holidays or public holidays, and I find that my point of difference is I really work on myself, on my brand, on elevating what Elia Donati means and does. That's what it is, basically. A bit like an artist, like a singer, basically. You know, you more than buying a restaurant or having a lot of other chefs below you or with you. It's more about, Elia Donati being more recognized for what he does. And so business part of it, I think brand is what it's really important for me.
So what are some of the tips that you could give to somebody else who's thinking along these lines? You know, if someone's thinking, well, you know, I want to be recognized for what I do. What are some of the branding tips you could share?
So definitely doing some partnerships. And so if you really love a product, go and speak with them. Go and meet who makes that product and try to make a partnership up. And you know, help each other as well. So partnership, it's really important. Have your own product as well. Like I have my coffee and my pasta. Just says that you know, you're not just staying home and hoping that somebody calls you. You're just very actively in business, regardless of the roller coaster I was talking about earlier. And just get known and do some things that might be uncomfortable, like try to get to do some shows, some expos, find partnerships also in equipment. What about speaking for people that sell hospitality equipment, like ovens or pizza ovens or gelato machines or things like that? Just get your face out there on social media as well. Don't be scared of that.
It sounds like you have to be so self-motivated and quite brave, because I guess, you know, if you've got a job, you go to the job and, you know, there'll be a structure there and there'll be people around you. You can feel part of a team. Is it lonely doing it the way you do it?
Yes, it is. It is, especially for me. That's the very very important aspect of my Australian journey, if you want to call it. It's better now, but I've had a few very lonely years. I could not find very strong relationships and friendships for years, and a lot of people, they just don't stick with you business-wise either. Like you know, when they tell you change your circle of influence, you have to literally do it. Just strip everything and do it from scratch again. That means that if it's not worth or you're growing apart from a friendship, and on a Saturday night, it's either going out with that person or staying home. Just stay home, because you need to find ways to meet other people that are more in line with what you want to achieve and do. And finally, I can say now I'm surrounded by all these kind of people, and all the conversations that you start having are way better and more in line with what I want to do, I want to achieve, and I think that's the most important thing, like your circle of influence, and that is what gets you out of the loneliness and or when you feel like business is not good, or is not this or not that, or you are going through this or that, you talk to these people, and you see that they actually have done it exactly the same way. They've gone through the same challenges. But if you're talking to someone that has never gone through those challenges, how are you gonna get the answers that you need to succeed? You see where I'm going with this?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, what I'm hearing from you is there's a lot of very hard-won personal growth. How do you look back on your journey to this point?
Sometimes I forget to do it, and I had actually a bit of a moment when the end of last year we filmed a really, really high quality video. You can see on YouTube or on my Instagram bio, and like we had the best location, a beautiful house, the best people, and it was very genuine. They were not actors or anything. It was just really good people that wanted to enjoy a night with me, and I wanted to showcase what I can do, and so when I saw that video with the music, with exactly the message in it that I wanted to show, because I said to the guy, look, we need to show emotions. We need to show that people really enjoy not just the food, but the company, the night, the vibe, the everything. They're not there for food. They're there for the experience. When I saw that, I actually was I had a few tears. I thought, wow, I made this. I got up to here, and that was huge. It was huge. I actually stopped and I said, you know what? I went pretty far. It's awesome.
Wow. I got shivers. Congratulations. That is such a moment. Wow.
Yeah.
That's really great. I think it can be so hard when you're running a business to actually acknowledge those milestones and to realize how far you've come. So it's fantastic you were able to do that.
Yeah, you have to, and you have to look after your mental health and your physical health, because you're your best player. If your best player parties and eats very unhealthy and does unhealthy things, it's not gonna perform. And so you just have to look after yourself, and that as a part of that, you need to stop sometimes and look back and think, okay, wow, this is awesome. If I put the same effort, I might achieve what I've got now in mind, and then in a few years you look back again.
Yeah, step by step. Elia, are we allowed to talk about the secret dinners?
Oh, yeah, we can. Yeah, so this is, by the way, something that came out of a low moment, a pit of my business journey, a moment where I wouldn't get any calls, and I thought, I gotta invent something. I deal with a lot of people that are very comfortable with money and very wealthy. What can I give him? What can I give to them that they don't, have? And I thought, okay, they like something that it's very exclusive. So I thought, why don't I make a secret dinner? So people that are in my circle, they get invited, and they can invite a few friends, and that's it. We're not gonna advertise this. It's gonna be a secret. It's gonna be a secret, and then the whole concept came up, and I started doing a secret menu, so they wouldn't know. They would have pretty much a little bit of an idea of what it is, but they don't know what's coming until the night, and they don't know the location until a few days before, and that builds up a bit of a hype, basically, and so they just wait for it, and I've got this group of people that basically just wait for me to let them know when it's the next one, and they know I want to keep it to a small group, so I'm gonna cap it at a small group. So yeah, they just book it in as soon as possible. So it was interesting move.
What's the feeling like for you to put these events on?
It's very, very rewarding, because you can see that what you do gets recognized, and people like it, and they trust you. That's the main thing, because they don't know anything. They don't get to say, oh, I want salmon, oh, I want lamb, oh, I want this, or I want that. Obviously, we've got to cater for dietary requirements, but that's all we're going to do for them. We're not going to give them many choices like if you go to a restaurant. So they just got to trust me. And it's unbelievable to see the reactions and how rewarding it is at the end of the night. Plus, with something I haven't mentioned, and we do at the secret nights, the secret dinner, is I like to support local artists as well, small ones, because it's very hard for them to get started, like a guitarist player, or a guitarist and a singer, or a belly dancer, or these kind of things. And we support artists as well. So there's a lot going on, and every time they get also a few surprises happening during the night. So they're in for something, but they don't know what exactly is gonna happen. And I guess that's what it's all about.
That's amazing. So Elia, just finally, if someone's listening to this and they're thinking, well, I've got a bit of an idea and an enterprise of my own, but I'm not sure how to get started, and I'm not sure if I should make that brave leap, what would you say to them?
Yes, it's like you said, it's a leap. It's a leap, and at the beginning, I was doing it with a full-time job. So at the same time, it was really, really hard, like going to the toilet, trying to reply to an email, trying to get on a quick phone call, things like that, sneaking out, things like that, and then it'll just become full-time. Eventually, you will have to make it full-time, because you just get too busy. It's just a normal process, as is normal to go back to it, and nothing happens. I explain myself better. When times are tough and you need to go back to a full-time job, you're not a loser. Nothing has happened, and everyone in your circle of influence, if you have a good one of people like you that do the same sort of thing, they will tell you it's okay. Nothing happened. If you're not busy and you need a full-time job again for a few months, it's fine. You haven't lost. You don't have to feel shame or anything. Just go back to it, rebuild up, see what you have done, learn from your mistakes, and just keep going. Nothing happens. Just make the changes really, really fast. Just don't sleep on it or things like that. Tuck. Change. Something doesn't work, change. Something doesn't work, change. 1, 2, 3, go.
Love it. That's really inspiring.
Yeah, I hope so. Yeah. As a matter of fact, I was thinking also, how can I actually help people? Like, I'm not a doctor that goes in a third world country and helps people, that are in serious trouble. So how can I make food helpful? And just quickly, so I might be working on a project that's called Cooking Bond, because I found that people ask me, with kids and a family, busy parents ask me, well, how can I look after my family with food and have time to bond and have time to sit at the table and not feeding my kids while they run around and, not having time for them. And I thought, well, we might be able to do something there. And I've tested it with a few people, and I've had really, really good feedbacks. I can see now they cook very healthy meals for their family in a very short period of time, and they've got more time for them as well. And so, yeah, if you follow me on the social media, you'll be able to see this project come to life as well.
Fantastic. Well, yeah, you've obviously always got ideas bubbling away. So it's, really inspiring. So great to hear your story, Elia, and I'm sure a lot of people will take a lot of inspiration from the things that you've said and from following your journey. So thank you so much.
No, thank you very much. And I hope to be able to positively affect some people. And don't be a stranger. Send me a DM if you have a question or anything on how I did what I did.
Love it. Very generous.
Thank you very much.
This is Dirty Linen, and I'm Dani Valent. We air the issues that the hospitality industry finds hard to talk about, hearing from different people with unique perspectives. We want to hear from you as well. If you have something that needs to be said about a topic, get in touch so we can include your perspective. Contact us at dirtylinen@deepintheweeds.com.au or hit us up on Insta at Dirty Linen Podcast. We can't wait to hear from you.
This